Zoom, I get robotic
We're going
voices.
live. We're going live. We're going live. Hang on.
Hello. Are we live yet?
Yes, I think
Hello.
so.
Victoria Cochran here. Looking silly because I am live today on the Spiritual Wisdom Hour with Sarah Watkins, who is jumping on to join me to talk about our new spiritual journal that's coming up, and to just have a chat about my books and just general spiritual events directory goings on, because there's so much going on. Well, are we just live now?
Yeah. We're live. Yeah. Yeah, we're live. All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me on, Victoria.
That's all right.
Gate crashing your spiritual hour. I do that a little bit, don't I?
You do.
You've had me on a couple of times now.
Absolutely. Yeah, loving it. And I just sometimes just like to have you on just so that we can talk about what's coming up, because you've got the whole picture of all the people that are live through the week and the contributors to the journal and the ideas behind the journal. So perhaps while I'm finding myself and getting myself into gear, if you could just talk about the journal, because I have written my first draft and sent that in last week, and was really excited actually to get it all together. So I'll talk about that in a minute when you just talk about the upcoming journal, which we're hoping to get out.
Okay, no worries. People are probably like, what's this journal she's talking about? Okay, so we're putting together a spiritual journal, which is super exciting. So it has 12 contributors, and Victoria is one of them. So she, that's why she said, come on and we'll have a chat about the journal. So it is in the process at the moment of creation. So as Victoria said, she's just sent through her first draft, which is super exciting. We've put together a Kickstarter in order to, it's going ahead no matter what, but we've done a Kickstarter just to have some pledges so that we can actually reduce the cost of the journal to make it more cost effective for everybody. And then we can do more social media ads and all that sort of thing to really get it out there in a big way for the contributors. So it's super exciting. So I've put a link to that in the blurb if anyone would like to support that. That'd be wonderful. And we have 2 journals for the price of one, which I think is an amazing offer. So that's $55 for 2 journals, and that's including your postage, which is really cool. And they're A4 size, so they're really big journals, and they're going to be really well made, so you can fold them out and write all your stuff. So now I'm going to go through exactly who will be contributing and sort of what they will be doing in the journal as well, because as I said, we have 12 contributors, and then I'll do Victoria's last so that we can talk about hers. So it's gratitude, mindfulness, and spirituality, and it's also totally undated, which I think is amazing. So you can start it at any time throughout the year, and you can just pop your dates and start going through each day and each month. So what's in the journal? So we have waking up to the wisdom of your soul with Archangel prescriptions. We've got numerology practices for self-discovery and soul purpose, enhancing fitness through mindful journaling and planning, mindfulness practices that nurture heart coherence, mediumship connecting to loved ones in spirit, healing practices for a life enriched and free, activating your senses for inspired journaling. We also have framing your vision, mission, and goals to focus on your life purpose. Ancestral healing to break family karmic patterns, mastering manifesting, becoming a magical manifesting magnet, reading using the moon to map your journey, and last but not least, channeling your guides' messages through meditative practices, which is Victoria's section. Oh, that's exciting. So Victoria, can you share? Can you just share? What was that, sorry?
I'm just trying to find it, open it up just to remind myself
what you're doing. It's a bit like that, isn't it, with so much going on?
Like that, yeah. But the journal, so my proposal was, because I'm a channeler, so I bring through messages from my guides and It's a long told story and an old story now of how I learned to do that. But so basically it's a thought that's not your own. And throughout as I was learning to be spiritual, I guess, and psychic, and all the meditations that I did, I would journal them. I would always just kind of write down what had happened and write down the messages that I was given. And I've got lots and lots of journals. And I tend now just to write my channelings down, and it's really hard for me to actually do a meditation without kind of saying, hold on, I've just got to write this down. So I really just kind of meditate, and because messages or something will come through and I need to kind of write it. And so I've learned to just do that on the computer. Like I'll just have the computer there and bring it through. But I try to think about what people would find useful and how I could get them connecting to spirit in a safe way, because there are different levels of spirit and different levels of consciousness and dimensions within all that. And people can get themselves into trouble with opening the spirit world and being flooded with flotsam and jetsam and, unwanted dark energy. And if you just know what to say and where to connect to, then you can bring in, spirit world energy or archangel energy without kind of worrying about whether it's safe or not, because it will be safe. So that's the kind of thing that's not to frighten people, because, if you're contacted like I was by Pa, then that's really safe. A lot of people have their passed over parents or grandparents as guides, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it's just when you're asking spirit or using a Ouija board, or just, you don't know. It's a big wide spirit world out there, so you just don't know who's coming in. As long as you are calling them by name and you know who you're talking to and that your intentions are pure and all of that. So they're the kinds of things that I thought would be really good to share, not just how to channel, or journal. Yeah. So I actually give quite a lot of information about the different levels of consciousness, the different planes of existence, and the different types of energies that you can bring through, and then just how to bring in the light of the unconditional love of the universe. And that way you're not, there are no conditions. So then, and you can just, and then how to clear your mind. And throughout my pages, so throughout my pages, I've got breath meditations and grounding and different ways of just clearing your mind and learning to trust and all that kind of thing. And then through the...
Thank you, whoever just supported us. Sorry, I'm just going to have to say thank you. I know somebody that's watching has just supported us because I got a notification. So thank you. And if you don't mind me saying, I can say your name too, but I won't say it unless you say I can thank you by using your name. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off then. I just thought it really important because obviously it's somebody watching, because it's just come through now. So thank you.
Well, I've actually pledged my support and gone for 2 journals for the price of 1. So I've done that.
I know, that's so funny. I saw that, and she gets 10 anyway, being a contributor. So thank you for supporting us. And a couple have done that as well. I've done it too. I've actually done 2 lots because it is extra to This money is extra. Because everyone's paid to be a contributor, that money is solely on the printing, because it costs a lot of money to get these printed. So that's why we've also gone for the Kickstarter in order to get that extra, like I explained, because I don't make any money. Kathy, who's the graphic designer, we don't make any money from this until we start selling them. And I'm so passionate about the journal. As Victoria just explained, she was excited because journaling has been such a pinnacle thing for her on her journey, which is exactly the same as me. Like, I started doing the I ams and the gratitudes, and that was my journaling, and journaling the vision of every aspect of my life. And that's how I've got to where I am with Spiritual Events Directory as well. Like, I didn't come from a business background at all, and Victoria, she wouldn't say it, but it's kind of funny because I say to people, I can't believe I'm an editor of a magazine now because I really can't write very well. You know what I mean? Like and you would think that somebody that was an editor of a magazine would be like a really good writer, like awesome at punctuation. I'm not. I'm not that great at it. And so I'm like the perfect example of we can actually do anything that we want to do, you know, like I have Michelle, who's a journalist and editor, and she helps with that stuff, you know, so it's like bringing in the people that can help you do what you need to do. And so journaling was just like that's everything. And I still do that to this day, especially when I need to. I don't do it every day. I will once I get the journal, but I don't do it every day, but it's what I always go to when I'm sort of like in that low vibration, I'm stuck with stuff and I'm not like, you know, where I want to be. I always go to journaling to shift me out of it. And it's always for me, the I ams and the gratitude. So I'm super excited to see all the different aspects of journaling. That's why I think it's so great, this journal. Yeah. So it's just
absolutely. I agree. And I'm really feeling the need to do a channel. I'm feeling a channeling coming on actually because now Tasmania is locked down till the 1st of December, and that means our son's wedding ahead in November. And so I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, wow, because I don't watch the news at all. Oh no, sorry. Yeah. We'll probably be the same in Brisbane.
We've had a few teary moments, but so now I just feel the need. I really need to channel and to journal that. And I did have a brief tete-a-tete with Creator about it, and he said, look to the wider universe. And so I think what we're doing is we're looking to earthly, you know, we're looking inwards at this, how this just affects Earth, but how can we ask the universe. It's like the other day when I just said I really need a publisher, and I've just rejected one publisher's office because it just wasn't right for me. And I said this is for my 4th book, and Creator said, ask the universe. It's because everything we do goes out to the universe. All our thoughts create. And so instead of like Googling and trying to spend all my time kind of writing to people, it's just like, universe, thank you for the publisher who's just going to offer me this amazing contract. And then the universe goes, oh yeah, beauty, I'll give you that, and boom. So it's just like we make it too hard. And
we
so
do.
But
you need to be really specific too, Victoria. Sorry to cut you off again, but I think specific, because I know you asked for that and that publisher wasn't quite right for you, was it?
No.
So it's like, were you specific enough?
No. So in the meantime, you and Kathy are helping me out, you know, with the formatting of the book and everything. And we'll get back to that because we digress. But, you know, we do have to be specific. And then in the journal, I do talk about aligning to Archangel guides and starting to really, and I have a bit of an alignment meditation because I had one client who said, look, I've got Archangel Uriel, but I just never feel that I don't trust myself, and I just don't really know if he's there or not. And so as for anything, I'll just ask, you know, what do we do? And they give me these ways and techniques. And so the alignment is of just bringing in the archangel's energy and then aligning to their frequency, because archangels can't actually plonk on earth unless they come through a human body because their frequency is too high. If they come through us directly, it would blow us apart, like it's being electrocuted by, you know, 1,000 watts or something. So that they have to kind of bring their frequency down and align their frequency to us, and they do that through toning, and they showed me that. So I've actually got that in the journal, and so we do a bit of work on channeling archangel guides. But then I've also got a section on actually bringing in your higher self and accessing your higher self and your higher wisdom, and just different techniques of how you might clear your mind and allow the information to come through, and then how to trust it. And I've got a section on that as well. So I'm pretty excited that, you know, how all these ideas just kind of, they mull around in your mind, but once you get them down on paper, And that's why I often will say to my clients now, journal. You know, you've got all these ideas and just write them all down, and then you'll be able to start to sort them out. And so I'm excited too to see what the other contributors have got and to try some of their techniques as well. You know, just because we have our ways doesn't mean it's always going to be the only way that we can do. There might be another way that might work in another instance. So yeah, so
exactly. That'll be really cool. Be
yeah.
really good. Okay, cool. I'm looking at my phone. When I look down, I'm looking at my phone because we can't see any of the comments through Zoom.
No. Okay, there we go. I have a print. Oh,
well, there you go. LeGray has a printer media company. If you'd like us to give you a quote on printing your journal. Ah, okay. Yeah, all right. I'll get Kathy, who is my business partner in Sync Media. So that's the business that we do publishing. So the journal, the magazine, we're helping Victoria publish her book. We help people publish their cards and their own journals. So I will get her to contact you. So thank you. And she can get a quote from you. Alrighty. So are you going to do a channeling now, or do you want to talk more? Do you want to talk about your new book that you have come?
I could talk about my new book. Yes. Well, okay, I could just kind of talk about my old books to talk about my new books. How's that?
Yeah. Could just talk about all your books.
All my books are about ascension pretty much, and a lot of the work that I do is to help people to raise their vibrations. And Angie, a really good friend of mine down in Huonville, Angie Alexander, just said we need to give it energy and love. You know, the Premier might lift it earlier if things improve. And that's the thing, we just do need to. That was the other thing. At first I thought that perhaps I should tone the universal coronavirus and try to get that. But actually, no, we need to be sending love to the planet and to humans, and to actually just be always just sending in that. And it's hard, you know, on a day yesterday when I was flattened, it was very hard to do that, but I'm a lot better at bouncing myself back up again. But these books are all about doing that, and they've come through from the masters, and I haven't, you know, you said you didn't start out in marketing, but you are much more savvy about that than I am, and I'm having to train myself, and my son, who's very good at it, said, do a course. I said, if I had time to dust the house and clean the floors, I'd have time to do a course, but I don't. So, you know, I find time for the house, but for doing the courses. So I kind of need people to help me with that, and so that's where I've asked you about.
And I think we can't do everything either, Victoria.
No.
I find that, you know, we go, we just try to do everything. Yeah,
exactly. So Sarah said, well, have you done this and that? And I'm like, no, I need to do that too. But basically this book is the one that I'm really interested in trying to get out there a bit more, because it is about other worlds, and they're all, well, not all. I mean, not all planets are friendly, but there's a lot that are, and they're different to us, but their higher wisdom is pretty amazing. And there'd be a lot of people watching on here who would have had contact with them and that kind of thing. But it basically says the underlying force behind the creation of the universe is love. That is all there is, all there ever has been, and all there ever will be. And in the recent magazine that's just out, I've written an article about this, and how, you know, it's not rocket science. And interestingly, when 9/11 happened, and that was 2003, or it had just happened 2001 or something, and I read channeling from Rona Vizane, who is the sacred scribe for Archangel Michael, and I talked about this in my live last week, but what he wrote we could apply now. Like, nothing much has changed, you know. It's just like we just keep going round and round, and ascension should have happened, and we all should be kind of living in this state of bliss now. But there's just a lot of sabotage going on, I guess you could say. So the messages are really, really important, and Angie is really passionate about it, and she's been selling my books like hotcakes down there in Huonville, and she's like get the message out there, Tor, you know. And so I've done a couple of readings on YouTube and had about 30 views. You know, it's just like, oh, I don't know what else to do. So
you've got to do everything. You just got to keep on every day doing something. Send it in your newsletter.
All of that.
Everything.
So
it's all the little steps that help.
It's all little steps, and the words are beautiful, and you know, just talks about oneness and, you know, the difference between the third dimension and the fifth dimension, and how it's all just about based on our belief system and what we think we create. And, you know, it's I say it all the time. And
it's so true.
and we do get bogged down, and it's not to, Sarah, it's not to discount all the really terrible things that have happened to people and how people are really finding it hard to even sometimes put food on the table or find a job, or, you know, and it is really disheartening. But unless, you know, someone said to me once, well, I said once about homelessness and stuff, that people can get themselves out of it. And you have no idea what they're going through. No, I don't, and I don't want to. But unless you can see a way out of it, unless you can actually see a glimmer of hope and actually be able to tweak one thing where you can turn a negative to a positive and actually start to get your way on another path to get out of it. You know, there are lots of homeless people who now have jobs and who work and help other people. And, you know, like, if we feel we're stuck, we'll stay stuck. And so that's where these messages in the books are so, I think, beautiful and have helped a lot of people. And I know some people have it by their bed and they read bits every day, and, you know, it's really it's wonderful to know that. And there'll be, I think, sometimes when I see the sales that no one's really reading them, but then a lot of people will say, oh, I read your books 5 years ago and I still go back to them. So, and I'm not the only one. I'm certainly not saying I'm the only one getting these messages out there, but I just want people to read them. You know,
exactly. And I think people, there needs to be, there needs to be more, like, we don't all resonate with the one person. So the way that you get your message out, you'll have a certain amount of people that resonate with you, and then somebody else totally different might be the same sort of message, but just saying it in a different way. Like, that's like Greg and I, like, we believe the same stuff, but we're so far apart. But it's the same thing, you know. It's just that he says it differently, and I, you know. So So,
and how many times do people come along and they say, oh, you know, my mum has said this and my friends have said this, and then, you know, you say it or I say it, and it's like, oh, the penny drops. It's like, oh, well, now you don't know me.
Exactly.
You've just confirmed everything that, and I think I finally have to listen. So that's
exactly.
So the fourth book then is
called, and we do need to hear things a certain amount of times. We do need to hear things a certain amount of times before it actually sinks in anyway. So
my husband says that all the time, and he gets very frustrated with me because I'll say, so and so said this, and he said, I've been saying that all along. I'm like, sorry.
I know. We never listen to the ones closest to us, do we?
That's so true.
They don't listen to us either, so, you know, it's a reflection.
I've got this sign at home that says, my wife says I never listen to her. At least I think that's what she said.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I can just talk about the fourth book then, it's called The Book of Life, Lessons from Mother Earth. And it came to me in a meditation and was actually like a book put in my hands by the creator that was like a children's book that was like a 3D, you know, it looks like you could go into it, and I actually could go into it. And so it started off like that. And then I have lots of channelings and things on my computer, so some of those were able to fit in. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great if, you know, the things that messages that are coming through, like with a mountain. The thing about a mountain is that it brings in energy, and if you sit in the stillness of that, when you sit in the stillness of yourself, then you can actually access messages better. Or the river, like the sea and the river, is like the flow of life, and going with the flow is a lot easier. Or trees that just stand sentinel and just are and never doubt themselves, and those sorts of things that we can learn from. But wouldn't it be wonderful if there were a meditation for each chapter that would then assist people to harness that energy? So there are 24 chapters and there are 24 meditations, and I've actually recorded all of them and bought some royalty-free music from Enlightened Audio, and my friend Gary Martin is putting them all to music. And so that was one reason that I wasn't able to go with the last publisher, was that they didn't really acknowledge those meditations that I think they're not just a selling point, they are such an integral part of the book that, like my friend Kelly is an editor, and she said, I love the meditations, but are you going to record them? And I said, well, actually, I'm doing that already. And she said, well, that's so wonderful, because it's a bit hard to read them and try and close your eyes and do the meditation at the same time. So, yeah. And a couple of people that have read them have been really excited about it. So, yeah. So that's the fourth book. So yeah, and Kathy's
and
just.
Where can we buy them?
Well, but I would actually like a few people to volunteer to actually read it and put some reviews up, because then for pre-sales, then so if anybody's interested in reviewing it, then they can. That would be really helpful, and then they'll get a free copy. But if they would, if they would like to review it, perhaps they'd like to buy this for half price. This is $14, but I'm happy to sell it for $7. But there has to be kind of a bit of a clause about it's confidential and that kind of thing. So I would need to kind of talk to people who are interested in that. But I might have to work that out. But I would like a few more people just to read it, and just to, before I do, kind of get it all put together so that they can give some more feedback if there's anything and I'd ask you, only I know you're so busy that you probably don't have time to read your diary.
Yeah.
And I know Angie would. Angie said she's more than happy to do that, and so I will be asking a few more people to maybe.
And Angie did the pledge, so thank you, Angie. So that's a good friend of yours. She did a pledge. Yeah.
She's
getting a journal. Yeah. That's wonderful.
But, I am actually just today selling these books for half price. I have given heaps away. I give them away all the time. I don't make much money on them, mainly because I just give them away. But if anybody would like a signed book today, I'll give it to you for $7, and throw in one of my other books as well. That's a bargain. So just if you would like to do that, please let me know, and then I would love you to write a review on this one, because I think this is the one I really need to get behind and start to ramp up through Spiritual Events Directory as well, with Sarah's help. So Sarah will be giving me a checklist of things that I've got to do to get that going a bit more. Yeah. If I didn't believe in them, I wouldn't write them, and I wouldn't get them out there. So, and I know Angie believes in them, that's for sure. So
exactly. Yeah, that's right. They do say that with books, it's not like if you're writing a book to make a lot of money or whatever, it's not. It's more of a just getting your stuff out there, But with that said, you've written 4 or 5, and with your intention of 4, and with the power of your intention and what you're putting out there, that one of them or a book in the future will probably be the one that will you know, boost you and be a #1 New York bestseller or whatever it is that you're manifesting.
I kind of think that book 4 is, but you know, and it is a labor of love, and it's like doing the journal, as you say, we pay to do it and we don't make any money out of it, but it is about helping people and trusting that, you know, that if it helps people, then that's where the business comes to, I guess. And then people come and say, look, I'd like to learn with you. And that's what's happened a few times. And it's not, and if it were all about the money for me, I probably wouldn't be doing that. And I just, we're here to help each other, and it will come back. I know it will come back eventually. And so it's all just about,
it's the law of karma, it has to.
And the law of attraction and all of that. And so
the boomerang, law of boomerang, or whatever it is. Yeah. And often we think too, you've got to remember, and you would know this anyway, Victoria, that often it comes, like, so if you give to somebody, right, it doesn't come back from them, it comes back from something else, somewhere else. So by you putting it out there, it just comes in all different ways, you know.
Absolutely. It's a bit like the pay it forward thing, isn't it? You know, that you pay it forward and then someone will say, oh my goodness, well, I just did something for someone else the other day and now you've given me this. And so I think that's the way it should be. So I wondered if you would like me to read out one of my meditations from the Book of Life. And I'm trying to find it, but I've got journal in front of it and saying we can't find what you're looking for. There we go. Would you like to join in too, or do you have things to do that you have to hop off now, or what would you like?
I can, if we're finished talking about the journal, I can just make you live, so then I disappear, but I'll still be here in the background. Yeah, because it's your show and we've chatted about everything, and you can do your reading and your channeling and what do you want to do now?
If people would be interested in that, probably if I have shared some of the chapters in this book have actually been published online before, and I'm not kind of thinking about that. I kind of think, well, if they were good enough to publish online, I should put them in the book. And they've changed a bit too from there, you know, because I have a channelings blog, VictoriaCochrane44, which .com, which I haven't contributed to for a while because I've been writing journals and finishing my book and all sorts. So I will get, and that's where I'm thinking that today I'd like to just get some time to get some messages about what's currently going on, and I'll pop that up on my channelings blog soon, I think. So thanks so much for joining me today and for initiating the journal, because I think it's going to be an important tool for people.
It will, exactly. I think it'll be around for a long time, to be honest. I think it'll be great.
I think it will.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me on to have a chat about it. I hope I hope everyone enjoyed that, and if you could support us, that would be amazing. And not only that, it will help you on your own spiritual journey, you know, like even if you're in deep already, or you're just, you know, starting, it'll be great. It'll be great for you as well. All right, thanks
all right, and I'll chat to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon. I'll be listening to your channeling. You're still on. I'm just going to disappear off the screen.
All right. Thank you. So thanks so much to Sarah. Bye. Oh, there I am. Just me now. So thanks for listening to us kind of chat. It's always great to talk to Sarah. She's such a supportive person and just does a great job with this spiritual events directory, which has been a wonderful platform for me. So what I thought I would do is just read you, if you don't mind, probably just part of a chapter that is called Regaining Your Voice. And no, I might not do. Now I've changed my mind. Actually, I think I will, because this is one that I have actually published, which was for Master Afra, and it was about the riots against violence against Black people. And I was asked by a friend, Kari, actually, if I could get a message from Master Afra, who is, he's from South Africa, and he's a master for people of colour. And so I did, and it was really lovely. And so the meditation then is meditate for inner peace. And I would love a bit of feedback on it if you can feel inclined. But so some of you might have already read the channeling that I did. I might have added a bit to it. And I'm trying to keep an eye on comments as well. But thanks everyone for being on. So it was just, I'll just do the meditation, but it was really just talking about people who rule by fear, look for weakness, and once they find a way to manipulate and control, then they keep people in that through fear, and that the vibration of the energy that you project out is just going to come back to you. So as hard as it is not to react to violence and anger with anger, disengagement is the best thing to do. And that's not to say that you don't feel anything or that you don't do anything. It's just that you don't engage with that energy that's being put out. And so he says, what can you project out to the world that is pure in its essence and of the highest vibration of light? And of course, it's love. And so I had an instance where I reconnected with somebody and they weren't particularly friendly, and I didn't really understand why. But I didn't take it on board because I hadn't done anything. But all I did was just send her love and just ask that the energy, whatever it was between us, be transmuted to love. And now she's just back to friendly and normal. And all I did was send her love and just disengage from whatever it was that she was feeling or whatever energy she was putting out, and just sent her love, and the energy changed. So pretty powerful stuff, and I know other people who've done the same. So it's certainly worth a try. So I wanted to take you through this. It's a very short meditation. Meditate for inner peace and just see how you go. I had a session with a lady the other day, and she said that she finds that the meditations that I write and take people through just work instantly for her, and she just really enjoys them and wants to work with me more. And I just find that really beautiful. And so any feedback is always welcome, but if it does help you, then it's wonderful to know that too. So here we go. Sit in a quiet place and connect to the earth through your base chakra. Send your energy as light into the earth, grounding through light roots that anchor your energy safely. At the same time, feel your connection to the light and love of God, the Creator, through your crown. Give thanks for your life, for your health, for the love in your life, your wealth, and your freedom. Centering your energy in your heart space. Thank the universe and God for helping you to change your and your family's situation as if it has already happened. Give thanks for helping your oppressors to learn their lessons, and hold the intention that they learn what unconditional love feels like. Ask now for help to be strong in the face of all your challenges, and feel a swell of energy in your solar plexus. Allow all fear to be swept from your body as the Creator's light strengthens you within. Now ask to be able to feel forgiveness, to be reconnected to universal love, and empowered to find peace within. Hand all of your worries and fears for the present and future, plus all of the anger from the past, over to God and the universe as you see, feel, or imagine the violet flame of transmutation enveloping you, taking all of your fears, anger, and lack of forgiveness away. Then, as the flame subsides, feel the energy of the Creator filling your being with pure light. Your body relaxes and becomes warm, calm, and you feel a complete inner peace. When you feel calm and can feel God's love within you, begin to send it out to the world as a beautiful blanket. Call for the masters to infuse this blanket with the violet flame of transmutation and to wrap the outside world in this energy. Ask that all of the fear, anger, hatred, and oppression in the human collective consciousness be cleansed and transmuted to love and sent back to the earth in the highest and best way by the law of grace. There must be love in your intention and in your heart as you do this. When you feel it is done, let go of any attachment to the healing and bring your attention back to your body. Center your energy once more in your heart space and breathe slowly while you sit in the sanctity within. You are always enough. I am Master Afra. So that was the lovely meditation that was given to me to go with the messages about violence and anger and hatred in the world. And I just think it's beautiful. And we can just do that with anything, sending love, healing, and particularly sending the violet flame and white light and Creator's love into the human collective consciousness is incredibly powerful and probably the best thing to do, because then we're not actually trying to influence people as such. We're just transmuting all of the angry thoughts and vibrations that have been emitted out to the universe by people. So I hope that was nice for you and that you enjoyed that. And just before I do go, I'm just going to choose some cards from this deck today, Angels, Gods and Goddesses, just for the collective. Angie says, feeling a beautiful warmth all over me. That's really lovely. That's so good. It just, I must listen to it myself one day. When it's with music and everything, it'll be so much nicer. The music, hi Charlotte. The music makes it, I think. And my friend Gary's doing a great job putting all that together. So here we go. This is for the collective. For all of you, lovely messages to end the session today. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed just learning about the journal and how it contributed and what's in it. And if you would like to buy one of my books, the $7 today, that's a bargain. And I'll sign it for you. Please just drop a message through Spiritual Events Directory or onto my Facebook page, Victoria Cochrane, Psychic Communication and Spiritual Healing. And here we go. So, believe it and you create it. And this is Goddess of Nature. You reap what you sow. Your dream is coming to fruition. And it possibly could be for me, but I hope it's for you as well. And look at that beautiful, beautiful picture. So just bring it into your being and remember, Creator said, just ask the universe. Don't need to find who you should be writing to, just ask the universe to help you with it and it will happen. Couldn't be easier, really, could it? And this one, Angel of Abundance, a steady flow of abundance is about to manifest. And look, bringing it up from Mother Earth and connecting to Creator's light, and just beautiful. So I hope that really, I know it applies to you too. So just bring in that beautiful love. See this beautiful pink love here, and just ask the universe and the angels to help you to bring that about. And the last one, Goddess of Sacred Power. You are being encouraged to take a leading role in your current situation. So whatever your situation is, take off the mask. That's very applicable at this time. And be a leader and stand firm and take charge of the situation. Feel empowered to know that you can make the changes that need to happen. So lots of love to all of you. Thank you for watching. If you're watching in the future or later, thank you for watching. And I'll be back by myself next week at 12 o'clock for another Spiritual Wisdom Hour. I'm Victoria Cochrane, victoriacochrane.com, and lots of love to you. So bye for now.